1, 2. Get down. Listen, he's cooked. And I wanted this video because I see a lot of people, he pulled out an Aaron Pico fight. He got replaced. Lerone Murphy, blah, 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 blah. Now he doesn't have a fight. He should be ready by the end of the year. Volk needs a fight in November on the JDM card. Too good to be true. I'm telling you right now, this guy's cooked. And I'm going to tell you why he's cooked. First of all, narratives control our sport. I say our sport like I compete. Narratives control the sport. They do. Read this. Movsar is injured and out of Aaron Pico fight at UFC Abu Dhabi in 2 weeks. He injured himself in training. Now, this is a YouTube comment or whatever comment, but this is true. Sort of. This guy has had 9 fights in UFC and is pulled out of 11. He's a joke. Now, he has had 11 cancellated fights. Only 3 were because of injury on his behalf. The other 8 were COVID related or his opponent pulling out. So 3 you can really say are his fault out of the 11. But narratives control our sport. This guy's looked at as untrustworthy and unexciting, even though he has really good fights. I enjoyed the Aljamain Sterling fight. I enjoyed the Arnold Allen fight. I had Arnold Allen winning. Diego Lopez fight was amazing. But narratives control our sport. You add that on top of this guy has 0 finishes. Yeah, he's undefeated. But the UFC brass look at him at it's boring because every time he's in there, you're expecting a 25-minute fight or 15-minute fight. He has no finishes. And a lot of times he doesn't even come close to finishes. Now he hurt Arnold Allen, I want to say. He could have got Diego Lopez out of there, but a lot of the times he's not coming close to finishing these fights. And this is familiar. Now I want to remind you guys, I'm going to give you some examples. Before there was an Arman Sarukian, there was a Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira sustained a cut in a training camp 11 days, 12 days out before his rematch with Islam Makhachev. And Charles Oliveira is my second favorite fight of all time, but I kind of hate him for this because this led to Volk getting KO'd, taking the fight on short notice. Fat Volk, you see the pictures, you know everything about Fat Volk. Dana White was pissed at Charles Oliveira for this because he went and got stitched up himself when Dana White was pissed that you didn't come to the UFC. Dana White could have fixed this. You ruined his main event against Islam Makhachev. You ruined it. And you had Dana White scrambling. I want to play the videos from this incident.
He's supposed to jump on a plane today, splits his eyebrow wide open, and had it stitched up last night. Obviously, can't fly out there with that, you know what I mean? They didn't call us. We would have had him go to a plastic surgeon that would have sewed it from the inside out, get that thing done the right way. These guys never call us like they should when something happens. They call us after they get it stitched up.
Obviously unhappy as fuck. The sport moves fast.
1 ranked lightweight Charles Oliveira is taking on number 4 ranked Arman Sarukian in a number 1 contender fight. Oliveira was supposed to fight the champ Islam Makhachev, but Islam is still recovering from an injury.
Now you could say, well, Cam, he still was getting his title shot back. You heard Dana White say he was supposed to fight Islam, but Islam was injured. The sport moves fast. You don't know what's going to happen with Volkanovski. You don't know. The sport moves fast. You don't know the next up-and-coming contender that wears those glasses with the tape in the middle and calls himself a nerd. You don't know what happens in this sport. The sport moves fast. And Movsar Evloev is no Charles Oliveira. No excitement of Charles Oliveira. Nowhere near the accolades of Charles Oliveira. Not known as one of the greatest finishers. Hell, he doesn't have a finish. Now, I'm speaking unbiasedly. I'm not saying anything I feel about Movsar because personally, I like Movsar. Personally, I want to see Movsar fight Volk, but it's too good to be true. The UFC is not going to give the rightful number 1 contender a title fight. It's not going to happen. It's Movsar Evloev, and he's looked at as untrustworthy. I continue to say narratives control our sport. Now, we all know what happened with Arman. Don't look at me like that, Arman. We know what happened with Arman. He pulled out the day before the fight. Arman, over his entire UFC career, has been but as of the last 3-4 years, has been looked at as the second best lightweight on the planet. Still to this day, he's looked at as the second best lightweight on the planet. He has been looked at as the champions, whether it's Islam or Ilya, the champion's hardest test. And he needs one more. Movsar isn't even it. Movsar just got to that position. And it's not even universally known that Movsar is Volk's hardest test because a lot of people think Volk beats Movsar. There's somebody else that I don't know. And you're trying to tell me this motherfucker right here with an impressive win over Diego Lopez in September, you trying to tell me he won't turn around in November and fight Volkanovski for a belt? You're telling me in a 3-rounder this guy can't stick and move, beat Diego Lopez? You're telling me this guy who is exciting, has finishes, he's the fighting nurse, he has the aura, he has everything that Movsar doesn't, except for the names on the resume, which doesn't matter in UFC anymore. Let's just be honest. Tell me if he doesn't beat Diego Lopez, the guy who just fought Volk for the belt in September, that he won't turn around for a title shot? We've seen this guy turn around quickly over and over and over again. Yeah, he can go on a war. Yeah, Diego can give him damage and he won't be ready for November, but the sport moves fast and who knows? And I'm telling you right now, if this guy beats Diego Lopez and he isn't too badly banged up, which isn't crazy to think, he's fast, he moves a lot, he's hard to hit, has dangerous power. You're trying to tell me this guy isn't getting the next title shot and he isn't skipping Movsar? You're kidding yourself. You're not being truthful with yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be UFC 322 co-main event to Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev in November if he beats Diego Lopez and he's able to turn back around. I'm telling you, like, this is a spoiler. Shout out to Paul Heyman. This is a spoiler. And Movsar will have to fight one more. Movsar will have to fight a Yair Rodriguez. He might have to fight the Aaron Pico fight again if he beats Lamone Murphy. He might have to fight Lamone Murphy if he beats... I'm telling you. I know. So, I don't want us to get our hopes up that the right thing's going to happen and Volk's legacy is going to get furthered, which is what we all want. Because this guy's going to beat the fuck out of Diego Lopez. He's going to turn back around in November. He's going to KO Arguelles King, Volkanovski. They're already doing the face-offs. They're already taking pictures. They're already setting it up. The UFC just needs him to beat Diego Lopez. He's cooked. Movsar Evloev is 100% getting skipped. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody I know that enjoys like you did. Let me know what you guys think. I think he's cooked. This is not what I want, but I think he's cooked. I think this is what's going to happen. You ain't got to go home. You got to get up out of here, man.